Democracies don't always fall with bombs or coups. Sometimes they die with applause.
For what you've done for this country, we thank you.
Leaders promise to protect the nation, and in doing so, rewrite its rules. It's happened before, in Germany, in Russia, in Venezuela, in Turkey. And it's happening again, slowly, legally, step by step. Most people imagine democracy collapsing overnight. Soldiers in the streets, constitutions burning. But that's not how it works anymore. In the 21st century, democracy usually dies from within, by the very hands it elects. They followed the same 5 steps, and almost no one noticed until it was too late. It begins with fear, a crisis so intense people demand strong action. It can be real or carefully crafted. When the Reichstag burned, Hitler declared an emergency. He told citizens he'd restore order, if only they'd let him bypass the courts. Within days, civil liberties vanished. A wave of mysterious apartment bombings killed hundreds. The new Prime Minister, Vladimir Putin, promised revenge. Overnight, his popularity skyrocketed. The war in Chechnya began, and with it, 2 decades of centralized power. Crises turn fear into obedience, and obedience becomes the foundation for power. But fear alone isn't enough. The real change comes next, through paper, ink, and silence. Every dictator in modern history learned this. It's not power that kills democracy, it's permission. Mussolini didn't seize power overnight. He passed a series of laws, each one small. Together, they erased free press, banned rival parties, and made criticism illegal, all under the banner of national unity. Chavez began with constitutional reforms, increasing presidential terms, controlling oil revenues, reshaping courts. By the time people realized it, the system had become a mirror democracy. Elections existed, but the outcome never changed. And while the papers change, the voices start disappearing. When truth becomes negotiable, democracy loses oxygen. Independent TV stations were taken over by state companies. Journalists who investigated corruption faced threats, exile, or worse. Soon, every nightly broadcast praised one man. After protests in Gezi Park, Erdogan's government began targeting journalists and academics. Then after the 2016 coup attempt, 160 media outlets were shut down. Turkey became the world's largest jailer of journalists. When no one can question power, truth bends. And when truth bends, people stop caring what's real. But controlling truth isn't enough. Rivals must vanish too. Democracies collapse when opposition becomes criminal. In a single year, more than 150,000 civil servants, judges, and teachers were dismissed. Some had nothing to do with the coup, but the purge silenced everyone else. When the opposition-controlled assembly challenged President Maduro, he created a new one, filled with loyalists. Judges approved it overnight. Power no longer needed votes. In the Night of the Long Knives, Hitler eliminated his own rivals inside the party. A democracy already dying was now buried. Every purge redraws fear. Ordinary people learn to stay quiet. Institutions learn to obey. And yet, elections still happen. But by then, they're just theater. Authoritarianism doesn't abolish elections, it perfects them. Voters still line up, ballots still drop, but the outcome is known before the first vote is counted. A nationwide referendum extended Putin's rule until 2036, technically a vote, but without real competition. Independent monitors banned. Orban's party used media dominance, gerrymandered districts, and EU funds to secure endless re-election, all while claiming to be illiberal democracy. Democracy remains on paper, but the spirit is gone. That's how it dies, with ceremony. Fear, rule changes, media control, purges, elections without choice. Different nations, same script. The reason it works is because democracies rely on trust, invisible threads, that hold power accountable. Once citizens believe the system is broken, they stop defending it, and that's when demagogues step in. In country after country today, we hear the same phrases: fake news, enemies of the people, emergency powers, reforms to protect tradition. History has already written the ending to that story. But does it always end the same way? Democracy dies in silence, but it's reborn in vigilance. It survives when citizens demand truth, when institutions resist corruption, when ordinary people refuse to trade liberty for comfort. The question isn't whether democracy can die, it's whether we'll notice the steps before they reach us.